Yo, what's up? CG Sniper here. In this video, what we're going to be talking about is alt season, right? Like, that's the reason you guys are in crypto. You want those big gains, you want those massive gains. And to be honest, that's all dependent on Bitcoin's performance and more importantly, how alts can outperform Bitcoin. As usual, before anything, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say should be taken as advice. Please do your own research. If you find something that I talk about interesting, look into it on your own time. Make sure that you're confident with it with yourself. I'm just talking about what I notice. Nothing I say is advice, just my opinion and purely market commentary. All right, but yeah, from here, we're looking at Bitcoin dominance. And this is what you really need to watch, right? There's four charts that are really important to me, and I'm going to talk about all of them. First one is Bitcoin dominance, right? This chart is pretty much saying that Bitcoin, a majority of the money flow coming in crypto is in Bitcoin compared to our altcoins. Almost all the money is going towards Bitcoin. So even though Bitcoin's going up, our alts have not been performing as leverage bets like they should be. Alts are going down against Bitcoin, which is not a good sign, especially when we're trying to make money and we get that big, massive return from altcoins, right? So that begs the question, when will this break down? And that I can't tell you. I think it should be soon because I know that when it breaks down, that's when we get that bull season, right? As you see, I guess the last time we could talk about, bull run could be around here, right? And March, April 2021. And here was bull run. And this was your area to profit take this support. And that's where I'm going to be looking to profit take this time. Like this is bull run validated, right? Like when we get here, that's when I start, getting an interest. Specifically on the weekly time frame is when I'm looking for some sort of break. As you see, we just been slowly chopping upwards on a channel to the upside. So my prediction is not when, I can't time that, but if we get something like this, that's when I think that the altcoins will start getting massive, massive runs, right? With that, there's a way to kind of like get an edge in the market of when altcoins are gonna outperform. And that's the total 3 chart, right? Let's look it on daily. This is showing every coin except Bitcoin and ETH in their market cap. So every single coin pretty much, and altcoins, they have a market cap of around 612 billion. And its all-time high is at 1.2 trillion-ish. So we're still around 2x away from altcoins' entire all-time high. So that means that there's a lot of room to grow still, even though people think that it's over, Bitcoin's so high. The problem is Bitcoin's getting so much of the money flow that our altcoins should be higher, but they're not. So I think altcoins are bound to catch up. I'm glad we broke out of this, downward trend. Altcoins finally broke out. Now they're having some strength. For me, the real strength would be on a, weekly break, Once we break this, I think we're off to the races. And I would ideally, I think the most likely target for us to reach is around here, 2 trillion on altcoins. That would be ideal, and that would give us a lot of room to grow. This is my altcoin accumulation zone. If we somehow have total 3 or the altcoin chart come back down to within this range, that's where I'd personally be looking to bid. Next chart is the USDT dominance. This is the most important chart in my opinion. This is when you can kind of time when bull mania is about to happen, right? Last time, and I'll go to a weekly, it'll make it more sense. We have, a channel like this since August 22. So pretty much bear market activities. And then here in October 23rd, this week, we get that first, initial break on market cap USDT dominance, meaning instead of holding dollars, more people are spending dollars to buy crypto. So crypto is becoming more popular. More people are pooling their money into crypto instead of taking money out of crypto and keeping it in dollars, which is good because the only way for our assets to go up are if people are buying them, right? So that's what I saw. And then off that break, market cap USDT dominance was down a lot. We can go here, weekly, Monday, 23rd, October 23. Let's go to Bitcoin at that time. October. Monday the 23rd. All right, so this is when Bitcoin, it was here. So that's when we had Bitcoin dominance. That's when we had that USDT dominance chart breakout. And then from there, we had pretty much a 2x on Bitcoin from 35K to 75K, a little more than 2x. So you would have timed the 2x there. And then we could go to our total 3 chart because those are the altcoins and they should outperform Bitcoin. So let's go to October 23. Yeah, here it is, October 23, right? Yeah, there it is. So that's on here. So this was at 357 billion, and at its peak this cycle, it was at around 780. So altcoins as well did pretty good. So let's do 780 divided by 357. 2.2x just about. And then if you got the big winners, you got a big rally on your alts. So now I'm expecting that when UST dominance breaks out again, altcoins will have a similar rally. But this time I want altcoins to not only, break out and have a rally, I want them to break out against USTD dominance as well. Let's go to October. See, like even in October, Bitcoin has been outperforming, right? Like let's grab our brush tool. This has been pretty much the thing, right? This has been our bull run so far, or our thing. And see, it's been mainly a Bitcoin cycle. Altcoins have not gone that much room. They have not gone massive growth. There's still a lot of ways to go. So what I'm looking for is for altcoins to finally outperform. And then for the second leg of this bull run, which is here, when we break down market cap, US market cap dominance, this is the bull run for alts. This thing here. This would be alt season, right? And that's what I'm looking for. And for me, the way I think I could get an edge on that would be looking at this chart and this chart. Because I hope that this chart breaks out soon. And I hope that when this chart breaks out on the weekly, ideally, like I hope in the next week or two, we trade in this green box. Right? So in a week, or even as soon as possible, we do something like that. Maybe not that low, but we get around there, right? And we trade low, low, low. So we trade in this area. We break the ascending channel, and then we go lower. And then at the same time, Bitcoin dominance, I would like that to fall down as well. And I would like to see total 3 rise. So in general, if I'm writing it out, this is the kind of order I want it to go into. And this is when I would feel confident to deploy capital. USTD.D breaks uptrend on weekly. BTCD.D breaks trend weekly. Total 3 chart breaks weekly trend. Once I have all these 3 things, like you see this weekly, once, like I guess you could say even on the weekly, we kind of broke. Ideally, breaking this would be the ultimate confirmation. I think this is strong enough weekly break. Like this has been 7 months, but I think, yeah, I honestly say we almost pretty much did break weekly structure on total 3. Breaking these 2 highs, like, this wedge or whatever you want to call it, then I would feel even more confident. So that would just be like extra confidence, I would say. So that's kind of how I plan to play this thing. Kind of want to follow those steps. If I'm taking a look at Bitcoin, right? Ideally, if we are to have a retest, it will be a retest of these highs, maybe a wick into this gap, but I do not want to see us come back down into the 62K area again. But if we did, I wouldn't be too nervous. We have a huge amount of support here, like an absurd amount at this area. If we were to lose this, then these 40K callers could have some sort of reason to feel like triumphant, but this is what I'm looking towards. Here's this absurd amount of volume support. Losing this would be insanely crucial. Losing 63, 62, 64K, then I would have cause for concern and I'd be quite worried. But ideally, we either push up relatively soon, take 70K, or we retest and then push up. With by the end of October, I would like to be about 70K. That's what I'm thinking. Next, another important chart is the relationship between the Russell 2000 and Bitcoin. Believe it or not, I was backtesting, and these two things are actually correlated. Every time the Russell goes into price discovery, so does Bitcoin. And I just think it's funny. Here it was in the last bull run we had. Russell 2000 went into price discovery in November 20. Bitcoin also did, or it did relatively soon, right? We could draw Bitcoin's line here. Around same time, it went to price discovery. Not same day, but around the same time. And then Bitcoin acts as a leverage bet on the Russell's gain. Russell did 40% on its rally, and Bitcoin did 225% gain as well. Now, if we keep looking at the Russell here, here's Russell's all-time high. And if we go to Russell's really not that far off from its all-time high. Like, it's quite close, and I think it's on the verge of breaking it. It's only, 7% away from breaking its all-time high. It's not a lot. There's not too much juice to take it much higher, and Russell is on the verge of breaking out of its all-time high, just like Bitcoin. And then once Russell breaks out, it should go up again. If we judge the same metrics, 40-ish%, I can kind of, give an idea. So let's say same metrics, 40%. That would be at around 3,400. So 3,460, 3,450. This is where I think Russell could top out if we repeat the same fractal. And then Bitcoin, if it does an under 225% gain, well, then we're going to be extremely high, right? That would be quite good. I'm not going to complain with that. So, like, if we did the math, it would have Bitcoin at 150,000 plus from today, which is fine because that kind of lines up with the thesis of Bitcoin 100K plus, right? And then you look at your profit taking, you look at the DXY. DXY is gaining a lot of strength. Ideally, DXY breaks. Let's see. What was last Bitcoin bull run? Although I think people over-exaggerate the DXY. Like when DXY went higher, so did DXY was rallying during Bitcoin's gain. Like it was still going up. It wasn't like horrible, So I think that DXY isn't like crazy relevant. Ideally, it'd be better if DXY went down, but it's not the end of the world if it goes up. Yeah. So we have these things that are good. Chart that's also important for memes or ETH Premier Beta memes would be ETH BTC. And I'm not going to lie, ETH BTC looks horrible. This is kind of what I'm seeing on ETH BTC. We can get rid of this. We have this support here, right? And it's either we keep this or we lose it. And if we lose it, this thing, I think ETH is going to zero against BTC if we lose this support. I just don't. ETH honestly has been the most disappointing asset of this cycle. And I can say that with confidence. I'm very disappointed in ETH. But the ETH memes just don't seem to care about ETH. People keep saying that Pepe this, Pepe that. It's all reliant on ETH and ETH's performance to, be a premier token. And at first, I kind of believe that kind of thesis. But if I'm looking at ETH, it's doing like absolute garbage. But let's look at ETH from July 24, right? ETH is down 23% from July 24. And if we go to Pepe, if it's around the same or even higher, that would be actually embarrassing. So July 24th, where was that? Here. So let's look at that. Ideally, it should be more than 23%. It's around the same, 23, 25%. So that means that ETH beta coins are pretty much performing the same as ETH, even though they're supposed to perform worse than ETH when it goes down. Pepe just doesn't seem to care about ETH, honestly, and its performance. As we can see from the low, Pepe is up 70%. And if we go to ETH, we know that ETH, even though it's not doing horrible, is only up 23. So Pepe is still outperforming ETH on the way up and down, which is good. My next video, I'm going to talk about Bobo. I could explain my Sol play real quick. Sol BTC, right? Just quick market commentary. As you can see, Sol is down against BTC, meaning that your Sol memes are probably going to be performing worse than Sol. Sol is down 3% today. So Premier Sol memes should ideally be more down more than 3%. It would make sense. We could go look. Yeah, this is down more than 3. Ponky's more down than 3. How much is WIF down? APU is insane. WIF is down 2.7. So then you want to find what's performing against ETH as an ETH chain, right? If WIF has dominance over Sol, as you can see, it's been rapid against Sol, then it would be a good bet in my eyes. It's just a simple pair trade. But ideally, I'm looking at Sol BTC. Sol is going to outperform ETH. And I'm thinking that when Sol manages to, break that downtrend against BTC, that's when I would have comfort in, Sol longs, as I said. So when Sol manages to outperform BTC, with both going up, if Bitcoin's trading lower, but Sol's just trading like I say, Bitcoin's 10% on a day, but Sol's 8. Of course, Sol BTC as a chart will go up, but I don't want to bet if it's going to be a bear market. I'm not going to go long. I would rather short Bitcoin than Sol in that kind of thesis. This only works if we go higher, right? So ideally, I'm looking for Sol to have some sort of strength against Bitcoin in the next push, break out and go here, and then Sol beta longs, which would be WIF, Ponky, Popcat, all of these. That would be what I'm interested in doing on a short-term scalp type of play and not holds. Sol, it's not doing bad. It's had a good bounce. We're breaking out. I need to see Sol, take out these highs, right? That's what I see right now. If I'm looking, we're kind of just, making some sort of like resistance here on Sol. We need to break this, and ideally we do something like this, right? And we push back up to that 200-ish range. So that's what I'm looking for in the market so far. There's not much I can do except sit in my hands and hope these outcomes play out. If they don't play out, then I'll have to reevaluate. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about the Premier memes, I think, and I'm going to be talking about tokens that I gave up on. ICP, I gave up. I gave up on ICP, and I'm continuing to do so. ICP sucks. I'm just going to say it right here and now. I never want to trade this garbage ever, ever again. I'm honestly upset that I ever bought into this. I'm really upset I bought into this, and I'm hoping for any way out of this coin. I'd break even ideally at around like $10. I really want to get out, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I do when I get the chance. Like, as you can see against Bitcoin, it has just been straight L. A straight L. I had a good run in December for a couple days, and then it's just been maybe the worst performing Bitcoin token I've ever seen. It has just been horrible against Bitcoin. It's actually depressing. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. As I said, charts to watch out: Bitcoin, BTC.D, USDT.D, Total 3, and Bitcoin. Yeah, that's those are charts. Those 3 charts: Bitcoin, USDT.D, and BTC.D, and Total 3. Those 4. So I'm waiting for this on the weekly. Maybe Friday will just be like, nice little relief pump, get us out, break this. I'll even put a side note here. Add a little text bubble. Enter strong memes and AI plays on weekly break. That's my thesis right here. That's all I'm looking for. We get the same thing, have another rally, pullback, rally part 2, around same percent, into the last bull market support in these areas of USTD.D, right? These are your profit taking levels, so I'm looking to profit take here. So that's the plan. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, thank you. And I appreciate everything. And subscribe, please.